You know, in today's business world, we are just swimming in data. But here's the thing, having a ton of information is not the same as having answers. We're going to dive into what happens when a company's own knowledge becomes its biggest roadblock, and of course, the new tech that's trying to fix it all.
So let me ask you, does this sound familiar? You've got all this data, all these documents, all this expertise, but it's scattered everywhere, across a million different platforms. And when someone, anyone, needs a simple, correct answer, well, it feels like an impossible mission, right? Trust me, you are not alone.
Yeah, this picture, it just perfectly captures that modern workplace feeling, doesn't it? We're literally surrounded by information, but finding the right answer, right when you need it, almost impossible. This, right here, is the heart of what we're calling the knowledge crisis.
And listen, this isn't just some minor headache. We're talking about a full-blown knowledge crisis. So let's break it down. Why does finding answers feel so impossible, and what's the real-world hit this takes on a company's bottom line?
Okay, so the real root of the problem is this idea of disconnected knowledge. Just think about it for a second. Your company's brain, it's totally fragmented. You've got critical info living in spreadsheets over here, old training docs over there, buried deep inside support tickets, and don't even get me started on all those endless chat messages. It makes finding a single, reliable, up-to-date answer incredibly difficult.
So what's the first thing that happens? Bam! A tidal wave of support tickets. Your HR teams, your IT folks, your customer service reps, they get absolutely buried under the exact same questions over and over and over again. And that's not just inefficient. It drives up costs and slows down response times for everybody.
Now, let's zoom out a bit. You can start to see the damage this does to the entire organization. When people can't find answers, what do? They fall back on slow, manual processes. And that leads to delays, totally preventable errors, and ultimately, missed opportunities for real growth and innovation.
This quote really sums it up. It's like a triple threat that creates this vicious cycle. You've got fragmented knowledge that leads to rising support costs, which then leads to frustrated employees and, high turnover. The problem just keeps feeding itself.
So, the big question is, how do you break this cycle? I mean, what if you could actually pull all that fragmented knowledge together and turn it into a powerful, easy-to-access asset? Well, that's exactly where solutions like Botza are coming into the picture.
All right, so what exactly is Botza? At its core, it's a platform that's built to take all that static, kind of dead company knowledge, the stuff that's just sitting in documents, SOPs, old support tickets, and bring it to life as an interactive, conversational AI experience.
And the timing for something like this is absolutely critical. It's not just about having some fancy AI, it's about having AI that's secure, that's smart about your specific business, that's compliant, and that you can get up and running fast. These are the things that are really pushing companies to adopt this stuff right now.
Okay, so it sounds great in theory, right? But how does it actually work? How do you go from that chaotic desk we saw at the beginning to a slick, intelligent system? Let's pop the hood and see how the engine runs. It all boils down to 5 key steps. First up, knowledge ingestion. This is where it securely pulls in and centralizes all that scattered information. Then comes the intelligence engine, which is the magic part that turns all that raw text into smart, context-aware answers. Third, there's a no-code bot builder. This is huge because it lets anyone, not just developers, design and roll out these conversational bots. Fourth, you have assessment and training tools that can literally create interactive learning modules from your own company's knowledge. And finally, you've got analytics and governance to keep an eye on performance and make sure everything stays compliant.
So that's the how. Now let's talk about the who and the what. Where is this tech actually being used, and what are teams really doing with it?
This breakdown is pretty fascinating. Customer support is the biggest user, but look at how it's spread out across the whole organization. From HR to sales to IT, this just goes to show that the knowledge crisis isn't just one department's problem. It's an enterprise-wide issue that needs an enterprise-wide fix.
Let's make this a little more real. For a customer support team, this could be a chatbot on the website that answers common questions and stops tickets from ever being created. For HR, think about an onboarding assistant that guides new hires, or a policy chatbot that gives instant, correct answers about benefits or company rules.
And this technology is super versatile too. It can show up as a mobile chat assistant, an internal help portal for employees, or it can be plugged right into the tools your teams are already using every day. The whole point is to meet people where they are, making knowledge accessible no matter what.
All right, so we've talked about the problem, the solution, and how it's being used. But the big question remains, does this stuff actually work at scale? Let's take a look at the numbers. First up, scale. Botza is already up and running in over 120 active enterprise deployments. So we're not talking about a pilot program here. This is a proven solution working in real, complex business environments. Okay, now this is seriously impressive. In 88% of those companies, the platform gets adopted by more than just one department. That's a huge vote of confidence. It basically means that once one team sees how well it works, others want in on the action too.
And to top it all off, 68% of these companies are using it across multiple channels. That means the same centralized knowledge base is powering their public website chatbot, their internal Slack or Teams bots, and even integrations with their CRMs. It's like one brain with many different voices.
So these numbers, they really tell a story of rapid adoption. To wrap things up, let's nail down the core advantage that makes this whole approach so effective for big businesses.
It really boils down to three key things. First, you've got powerful AI automation that actually delivers reliable answers. Second, a no-code interface, which is a game changer because it means the business users, not just engineers, can build and manage their own solutions. And finally, flexible enterprise pricing that helps you grow instead of penalizing you for it.
Hey, remember that chaotic desk from the beginning of all this? Well, this is the after picture. This is the transformation. It's going from that fragmented, messy data to centralized, clear, and actionable intelligence that people can actually use to do their jobs better.
And that really just leaves us with one final question to chew on. Take a hard look at your own organization. Right now, is your company's collective knowledge a true asset that's pushing you forward, or is it a hidden liability secretly slowing you down?